and welcome to a preview edition of JMC Live for May 21st, 2011. Here's what's coming up on this week's show. We have the Skechers Shape Up for Girls. Now, the Cartoon Network and Nickelodeon are running ads for this as kids as young as preschool age. What is happening is a lot of people are upset that we're trying to tell little children that they need to work out a lot. There's a big controversy about this, and I think it's something that needs to be addressed. We do need to talk about obesity in our country, but we also don't need to go over the top as Skechers Shape Up for Girls is doing. Also, the other big event that has happened, and this happened earlier on Sunday, was the Prayer for Israel event that happened at the Cornerstone Church, John Hagee's church, and there were several San Antonio community organizers, as they call themselves, who want to stand up to support Palestine, even though Palestine has never technically been a state. The land used to be called Canaan. We'll talk a lot more about Bible prophecy. We'll talk a lot more about the history of Israel, going into the two brothers, Ishmael, and how this country came about. They talk about the 1948, the 1967 rulings, the UN. All that's coming up on JMCLive.com. That will be at 9 p.m. Eastern, Saturdays, every Saturday, JMCLive.com. Also, we're going to talk about a 13-year-old who was interrogated by the Secret Service. Now, this sounds quite thrilling and interesting and fun, but if you were saying, Obama, you need to watch out to be safe because people are stupid, and the Secret Service has to come talk to you because you're 13, that's a little far. Also, a letter that Miranda wrote about the New York City libraries were allowing porn to be watched. A councilman is introducing a bill that would make it a misdemeanor for watching pornography in the library. This will be talked about on JMCLive.com. Also, we cover a lot of stories about how different churches have become more business-minded than Christ-minded. And there's a church even here locally in Ohio and elsewhere across the country, but this one particularly is talking about how churches are trying to bring in more youth, young adults, and they've gotten to this point where bribery is the only way to get people. Hey, free pizza. Hey, come play this game. And the argument's been, it's like, well, they've been trying to do the whole Halo Modern Warfare, which is an adult game, which has an M rating, which has cussing and blowing people's heads off, but it's acceptable because you can just turn the language off. But you can still watch kill cams and all this other stuff. So we're going to talk about how Jesus met people, and he didn't bribe people. He said, come as you are, not, I'm going to give you something. No, he told the wise man, sell all your things, prove to me you really want to follow me. We'll talk about this on JMC Live tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern at JMCLive.com. Also, we're going to talk about what's going on with Israel's borders with Syria and Pakistan and the whole Middle East eruption that's going on right now, especially after President Obama telling Israel to move back to the 1967 borders, the UN partition, and the 1948 borders, and so on and so forth, because this is a pinnacle point in today's society. And I have to tell you, we need to wake up. We need to realize that society is not what they say they are anymore. It is getting out of control. And also, I'm kind of curious how many of you believe that May 21st is the beginning of the tribulation. There's a church that says that. It says the end of the world will happen in October. I don't believe that. We're going to show you biblical prophecy. We're going to show you the Bible. We're going to show you world events and things that are leading up towards the end times. But we're going to show you the gap. And explain why this guy is a false prophet. And there's others rising up just like him. And explain to you how more events need to occur for the end of the world to really be here. We could be living in the end of days, yes. But the actual final moment, like, where are the two prophesiers in Israel right now? And are they, doing signs and wonders. I don't see them yet. So all this is going to happen tomorrow at 9 p.m. Eastern at JMC Live. Yes, that's www.jmclive.com. We are a 24/7 streaming Christian news channel with interviews. Speaking of interviews, we just interviewed an ex-porn star. Jennifer Case is known as Veronica Lane, is posted on our podcast as we speak. Later tonight, this Friday, we will post it on our YouTube, and we'll talk about that again tomorrow at jmclive.com. We'll see you soon. God bless.